Hello folks, and welcome back again. The only thing I can tell you for sure in this video is that Mr. Earl, or Oil, however you choose to pronounce it, has found his way back here again. Man, all I can tell you is watch your back and watch it very closely. Keep it against the wall if you can. So, a lot of you have asked me about some of my personal things. Do you want to know more about me and my music past? And this video is about a challenge video that TallthinKev did. I'll put a link down below to his video of his most embarrassing moments on stage at a live show. And he nominated me to tell you guys my most embarrassing moments on stage playing in front of a live audience. It's usually big ones. So that's what this video is. I guess I'll start with an old band I used to play in many years ago. Good Lord, probably 40 years, 30 to 40 years ago. Here's a picture of the band. The band's name was Street Legal. Now, as you can see, we were all quite young then. If you can pick me out of that, I was very young. And we were a good band. It was a good band. We played Southern rock, and we played every weekend and practiced a lot, which was why we were so good. I have some old recordings somewhere of that band. Can't play them on here though. You know, y'all YouTube likes to strike channels for that. Anyways, that band, we were playing a show. I don't even remember where it was because we played so much, but I remember the stage was really big. It was a huge stage. We had room to walk around as we were playing. And every show that we played, when we would set up, you know, I wasn't the lead singer in that band, but I did sing some leads to give the lead singer a break. So I would always make sure that the polarity on my amp was right with the polarity on the PA system, because sometimes I get my lips against the mic, and if your polarity wasn't right, it would shock the shit out of you. I'm sure you all know this. Or if you touch somebody else's, somebody else with an electric guitar and their polarity isn't the same as yours, you're going to get shocked. So I always set my polarity with, so I wouldn't get shocked when if I got against the mic, the sound system and the lights. We had a huge light show in this band. And I always said everything, where I would not get shocked, because I hate to get shocked, man. I went to college for electronics, and I just don't like to get shocked, even if it's a little bit. But anyway, we set up this time, wherever it was, got all set up. I had my polarity on my amp set right, grab a hold of the mic, any of the mics, and it wouldn't shock me. And it came my time to sing. I think the song was Ted Nugent's Cat Scratch Fever. I think was the song I was singing, the song we were doing. And, I'm up here singing, and it comes to the lead break, and both me and the other guy, both guitarists, did solos, and the other played rhythm, behind. So anyways, it came time, I think it was my break, and I started doing this lead, this Ted Nugent type lead thing. The other guitar player and the bass player started moving in, close. And we were jamming and rocking out together and stuff, And this was it wasn't a dance. This was like the audience was sitting down looking at us, watching the show. So anyway, there I am, I'm doing my lead and tearing it up, and the other guitarist never clipped his strings off of the end of his peg. When he put new strings on, he let them stick out. And they were sticking out, all of them, about that far. Well, those strings got against my arm, man, and it just electrocuted me. And I jumped backwards a long ways, almost fell down backwards, but I got my balance, kept on playing, and I ran into the bass player when I did that and started getting shocked off of him, because his polarity was like the other guitar players was. Neither one of those guys had to sing, so they didn't worry about their polarity much. So anyways, I went back from him to get it forward, to get away from the bass player behind me, and here comes this the rhythm player, the other solo player, which was playing rhythm at the time, getting those wires into my arms again. It just eating the shit out of me, and this was live, man. I had to keep playing, you know what I mean? I remember a old Army foot locker, something I think we carried some equipment in. We had a whole bunch of those things. I remember jumping up on one or two of those and was standing up there jamming. Well, what happens, man? I'm just almost ready to get off of it. The other guitarist jumped up on the box with me, and there we go again. And it was eating me alive. I was just jumping and dancing and jumping all over the stage and running. It was a huge stage, and I was trying to get away from them. Anyways, at the end of the tune, when it finally was all over with, that was the last set, the last song, I think, of the night. Maybe not the... Yeah, I think it was the last tune we played on that set. And those guys were saying, "Wow, Randy, you really rocked it out, man. I never seen you get down and move like that." I said, "Guys," I told them what happened. I said, "Man, you know, I was trying to keep away from you guys. That's what I was doing." But that was a very embarrassing moment for me in front of a huge crowd. And like I say, they weren't dancing. They were all sitting down. It may have been a theater or an auditorium or something. I really don't remember. I just remember getting electrocuted. It was horrible. Yeah, terribly embarrassing. I'm sure it affected my playing because I had, at that time, Ted Nugent's Cat Scratch Fever solo worked out note for note. One of them. And it was nowhere near note for note the way Ted played it. I mean, I was just slopping all over the neck, what I was doing. I remember that really well. It's horrid. It was horrid, man. And as a bonus, another band I played in, if I have any pictures, I will insert them right here. The name of that band was Zeus. Zeus or Oakenshield. I can't remember which. I was in some of these guys, those guys in this band were in Zeus and in Oakenshield. So it's hard to remember. Like I say, it was 30, 40 years ago. And we were, you know, quite lively partying kind of cats, you know what I mean? So it's hard to remember. Anyways, we were playing at a, I think it was a beer joint, playing a dance, people out on the dance floor. I had an SG, Gibson SG guitar, very old one, very nice one. And I don't remember the tune we were playing, but it was one of these tunes where, you know, we'd hold a chord out really long, and at the very end of it, I would signal the whole band by jumping up in the air, and when my feet hit the floor was when the last note was played, the last chord or whatever, and end it right there. So we were doing that. We were at the end of the tune, jamming out that chord, you know, holding it and holding it and holding it. So I jump up in the air, and what do, man? Shove the headstock of the guitar right through the ceiling. It knocked a hole like this big around shit come falling down on me. Everyone saw it. You know, that was very embarrassing too. I was, back in those days, very energetic, unlike today. I could move a lot easier, better too. And as one more bonus, this was probably the worst of all. This is the one that never should have happened. And it was in, I think it was in the Oakenshield band that I played in. That was, no, it was before Oakenshield. Oakenshield was heavy metal. Zeus was like Southern rock and top 40 stuff at that time. So it was probably Zeus, maybe. Or, I don't know, I played in so many bands I can't remember, but anyways, the worst time, most embarrassing of all, was the last tune of the night. This was in a beer joint also, people dancing, and my wife was there. All the guys in the band's wives were there that night. Occasionally they would all get together and come to the show and party and dance and have a good time, you know. Anyways, my wife was there. And we played the last song of the night, and I'd seen this chick out on the dance floor. She was, had everything in her favor, let's say. Very nice looking lady. Never saw her before in my life. And she was dancing and stuff. We did that same thing, held a chord out, you know, let it ring out for a while. I don't remember if I jumped on this or not. Anyway, we ended the song. I turned around and was flipping my amp off. I took my guitar off. And when I turned back around, that chick was standing right there, man, like Earl does, right in my face. What's she do? She starts kissing me. quite a kiss it was. And never saw her before. I really had no urge to fight her off. I mean, if you saw her, maybe you would understand why. Anyway, that went on. It seemed like several seconds. Maybe it was minutes. I don't know. And then she just turned around and walked away. And immediately, my wife was up there. Who was that? What was that all about? I said, I don't know who that was. I guess it was a fan. But it was ugly. It was very embarrassing for me and her, and probably, well, obviously not for whoever the young lady was. But that was the most embarrassing thing that ever happened on stage to me at a live show like that. 3 of the things that were very embarrassing, it should have never happened. But that last one should have never happened. Anyways, that's it. That's my response to TallthinKev's most embarrassing moments on stage challenge video. Like I say, he nominated me to go second, and I'm going to nominate Ed Dana. Ed, I'll put a link down here to Ed's channel, so if you're not subscribed to him already, go there and subscribe. And subscribe to Kevin's channel too while you're watching his video. Help them out, get their subs up a little bit. Anyways, Ed Dana, you're up, buddy. Number 3 will be Ed Dana. I hope he takes this challenge and does it. Tell us your most miserable, embarrassing moments on stage at a live show. And let us all laugh at you. Cheers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.